Hi, I'm Heather Moore, and this is the Cable News Roundup for June 22nd. I'll start with Fox News and the O'Reilly factor. Rand Paul has proposed a new federal flat tax of 14.5% for people earning $50,000 a year and up. He wants to cut funding from Social Security and Medicare in order to bring down the national debt. And O'Reilly says Paul's proposal to cut taxes this drastically is not a good idea and that it won't work. But O'Reilly does think that a flat tax would be a good idea. And he says that it is great that Paul has an idea, something he says separates him from other Republican presidential candidates. After the Charleston shooting, the U.S. wants to talk about racism. The panel says that hate groups like the KKK are not powerful like they used to be. There aren't so many members, and while racism is prevalent, they say that there has been a lot of progress, and to say that white supremacy or white power is rampant in the U.S. is false. And Hillary Clinton's stance on the Pacific Trade Agreement has changed. They speculate she is trying to become more liberal, like Bernie Sanders, who is seeing a lot of support. On the Kelly file, Brian Williams is coming back to MSNBC. Kelly and her guests believe he hasn't earned the military's forgiveness for his falsified reports. An AP photo shows Ted Cruz in a gun shop, and the gun in the background is pointed at his head. The 6 Baltimore police officers charged in the death of Freddie Gray have pleaded not guilty, and President Obama had a radio interview where he said that race relations have improved greatly over the last decades, which the panel agrees with, but he also says the N-word, so they were mostly just really mad at the president. On Hannity, they talk about President Obama using the N-word on a radio talk show. Karl Rove is on to say to push for more gun control in the wake of this latest mass shooting is a bad idea. And the family of the deceased Reverend Pinckney are guests. Switching over to MSNBC, all in with Chris Hayes. Hayes speaks to the radio host who had this interview with President Obama where he discusses racism, and the tone is in support of the president. Nikki Haley, the South Carolina Republican governor, has joined the movement to move the Confederate flag from the Capitol grounds. And some conservative politicians are saying they don't see the Charleston shooting as a political act of domestic terror. The Rachel Maddow Show. According to a new poll, Carly Fiorina is more popular than Donald Trump. She talks about the group known as the Council of Conservative Citizens, which is a segregationist organization and have been known to be tied to Republican politicians. The Mississippi state flag incorporates the Confederate flag. The state house speaker has proposed changing it, and the governor of South Carolina wants to remove the Confederate flag from the state house grounds. Maddow goes on to talk about how in the past Republicans have used the flag as a political device. And on the last word with Lawrence O'Donnell, the Charleston shooter put a white supremacy manifesto online. O'Donnell reads part of this manifesto. The terrorist cited the Council of Conservative Citizens group as his inspiration for shooting up the church. And they talk about removing the Confederate flag from the South Carolina state grounds. So now you know.